What do you make of him not getting a job as an NBA head coach?
There were facts that were lied upon, and there were lies that now became facts. Now, each year, the lie gets bigger and the facts get smaller. In terms of coaching and basketball knowledge and seeing what I saw he got out of you and Steph. And Steph Curry, before he got there, did not play in the fourth quarters of games. They used to play Monte Ellis, and they would say Steph could not play in the fourth quarters because defensively he could not handle I used to watch the Golden State Warriors, and they used to say that he was going to be traded until Mark Jackson got there. He saved not only the franchise, he saved the league. Like, you think of Steph Curry is not, he saved basketball by making this dude what he is and allowing him to be who he was. He saved basketball and changed the culture of the way we play today based on the way Steph plays. But someone had the vision to allow that to happen. He was the vision. He was not doing that before he got there. Neither were you. There was no undersized power forwards doing what you do. Klay Thompson didn't have the free reign they do. And Mark is choosing not to defend the lie. It's a travesty that he's not coaching basketball.
I'm your biggest fan. I hope it falls into place just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses.
What's happening, fam? Woo! L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, you see the link, the clip, whatever you want to call it, right? I just thought about that. But here's the issue. Every black man is Mark Jackson. And when in the beginning of that clip, Kenny Smith said something very profound. You know, the facts became lies, and the lies became facts. And the facts got smaller and the lies got bigger. Listen. Then they talked about him being a visionary and him, you know, seeing something in his team and his players, and what he created, what he was a part of molding and created, it really changed the face of basketball and changed the league. But a person like that doesn't get another opportunity. But people get the opportunities to live and eat off of his vision. You know, and and some people go, Steph would have been Steph even without. I don't know about that. Klay would have been Klay. I don't know about that. And the reason I say that is because let me explain something to y'all. He said this stuff early. He said this stuff years before everybody caught on. He was like, "Yo, I got the best shooting backcourt in I think NBA history." This was when he was coaching. People like, "What?" And he's like, "Okay." And since from that year he got fired, and the next 4 or 5 years, he was like, and the numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. But the reason why, you know, the other thing I double back about is this idea that, you know, we can't get it done, or when we're on the cusp of getting it done, we get yanked. You know, like Sandman in the Apollo. He's like, oh, I think they coming up on something special. Dun, 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 dun. And then you got to ask the question. If your coaching helped change the game to the point where you got, I ain't gonna front, little kids shooting bad shots because they want to be Steph now. People just shooting 3-pointers just from the parking lot for no reason, just no reason. But at the same time, what you're having is a bunch of hoopers who are practicing that, and you're having younger and younger kids just hitting shots from deeper and deeper out, and they're gonna be way more proficient at shooting a rock when they become teenagers and young adults. And so the shooting that the league that we know of now, where it takes people a long time to actually shoot the rock, it's starting to shift over. Oh, you're seeing that now. You're seeing that shift, like people just pulling up from everywhere. You know, big men, little men, power forwards, just pulling up like, whoa, slow down. But let me go back to what this is about. Mark Jackson and us being like Mark Jackson. You got to ask the question, why no other jobs? Oh, because maybe because if he goes somewhere else and is successful, then it ain't the other people, it's him. And maybe sometimes people do things that are bigger than the industry. And what I mean by that is this. What he did was bigger than the game of basketball as a coach. He really expanded things as a coach. They got bigger than basketball. He changed the culture of basketball as a coach. And if he could do it once, he could do it twice. So, I'm not going to give you that opportunity to do it twice. Not even if it can make me successful. See, this is the beginning of when people think about the word collusion, like, this doesn't make sense. You know, because if he wasn't black, I'm pretty sure it'd be, you know, if he would have to have another shot. Think about it. I live in Houston, right? Ime Udoka got another shot at being the head coach after his scandal in Boston. Mark Jackson ain't had nothing near that and couldn't get another opportunity. Think about it. Think about it. So most men are, black men are Mark Jackson. You can see it, you can create it, and then when you get on the cusp of it blowing up, somebody comes and snatches the rug under you. But here's the interesting thing. The team that Mark Jackson built really won a championship. After that, they had to bring in Kevin Durant. They had to start just adding to keep it functional, right? You know, Andrew Wiggins. You know, like they started getting a third and fourth wheel. Well, Draymond is is really Steph, Clay, Draymond, and then you had to get somebody else. KD, you push KD to number one. KD gone. You Andrew Wiggins number 3, 4. That's what Jordan Poole was supposed to be. Now you got Chris Paul. And what am I missing? Wiggins is still there. And and now you got to add on to the mixture. And because you can't take the vision further than the guy that it was taken from. So this is why also just the analogy of, this is why when people latch on and snatch guys' credit and guys' movements and guys this, that, and the third, it really goes downhill because they knew they could step in and steal an opportunity of stealing the quote unquote glory. And, people are going to form like Voltron, act like that doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. People will collude against you to make sure you don't become a success somewhere else. But at the same time, guess what happens? Everything that they do suffers. Everything everybody else does suffers. And then it's like, what are we doing? Well, why don't you change? Why don't you make these changes if you're so good? And then people aren't that good. But he's a Hall of Fame basketball player. He changed the culture as a basketball coach. He's a great broadcaster. And everything he did is great. So you can't hold greatness down forever. And it ain't because he's ignorant and he talks crazy or he's this. Nope. Christian man don't curse. So see, even when you're the good guy, it's just if you're too good, you gotta go. But that's my point. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you that.